Good morning and welcome to A Few Moments with the Rev. I'm Greg Johnson and I want to welcome you to this continuing series on the 6 spiritual principles of family caregiving. And this week we are one day later because of the Labor Day holiday. I wanted to wait so that we might all be together. And so I welcome you. This is a very special week. A very difficult week in many ways. It's the beginning for many of school, and our prayers are with the teachers and with the students in a world that has been vastly changed. So please take a moment today to spend a few moments praying blessings in whatever way is your tradition on the school year. And then this week culminates on Friday with the 19th anniversary of 9/11. And on Thursday, during our hymns by request, I'm going to be doing hymns that revolve around remembering, revolve around peace, and revolve around our spiritual growth. And then on Friday, we will be having a time of remembrance. Our program, Friday with the Rev, will be devoted to that. Now this morning, we are on the fourth spiritual principle of family caregiving. And I just want to quickly, as I always do when I do a series, remind you of the first 3, because they lead, frankly, to the fourth one. The first principle was, before I can care for you, I've got to care for myself. And that's going to play into very much what we're talking about this morning. The second is, we need to remember our focus is on care, not cure. The simplest way to say that is we are family caregivers. We leave curing to the medical, the emotional world, and to the divine. The third, which we talked of last week, is work to be present in the moment. To be present in the moment. Not stuck in the past and not fearful of the future, but in this very present moment. Now the fourth spiritual principle, and I'm going to read it to you and then we'll chat very briefly on it. The fourth spiritual principle of family caregiving: express your feelings appropriately. Remember, in all of life, the only person I can change is me. I can't change anyone for whom I'm caring. I can't change anyone else. But I can change the way in which I'm doing something. I can change the way in which I'm seeing it. And this spiritual principle suggests this. As a caregiver, you may find people behaving in ways that are difficult to handle, of course. Remember, usually, the circumstances of the illness are creating the behavior. Your job is to not take it personally. Let me repeat that. Your job is not to take it personally. However, if you're in a situation where you're compelled to express your feelings, be sure to say how you feel without making the person you're caring for wrong. The best way to do this is with I messages, not you messages. And what do I mean by that? I mean messages that express my feelings to the person for whom I'm caring, saying, I get the feeling that blah, blah, blah. I feel very concerned that I'm not hearing you and I'm not helping you. What would you like me to be doing for you? As opposed to things like, you're driving me crazy. Now that may be just how you feel. We're all human and we can be pushed to the ultimate extreme. But those type of messages don't value and they don't do any good, because what do? They only frustrate. They put into tension someone who is already the care recipient. filled with pain, and may not even be able to verbalize. We've all experienced working with people who are, in some capacity, ill. And because of medications, because of where they are in their recovery, they really aren't the person that either they want to be or the person that they would normally function. We have to put that aside. But if we talk about ourselves, we're on a much stronger base. We can also be far more calm. Because as caregivers, we are there to care. We are there to be present for. And one of the things that I think is so important, and this is what certainly the 6 spiritual principles of family caregiving are sharing with us, as with addiction, as with our own illness, whenever it's these huge challenges, caregiving is a huge challenge. But one of the blessings of family caregiving is it puts us up against something that we're absolutely powerless over. We are powerless to change it. We can change ourselves. And in doing that, we have to go within. It's when we realize that our own little human self is not enough. It's not about our egos. That needs to be put aside. Because what does ego mean? Edging God out. And when I use that word, I use it in the most inclusive sense. God as you understand that word. Whether it's spirit, whether it's nature, whether it's love, whether it's Yahweh, whether it's Allah, whether it's Jesus, whether it's God. Right where you are, whatever that word is, that's just perfectly fine. But what it does is it takes us to another level. And when we get to that level of spirituality, we're able to be the messengers of the divine. We're able to love one another. We are able to be people of the golden rule, and that's united in all religions and philosophies. Now, many of you who are in the 12-step world know the 24-hour book. You can see mine's very old. It's taped up. But this morning's little meditation was so on target that I thought I'm going to use this as we conclude our broadcast. So please listen up. It may help you in those very difficult moments. It has me. A consciousness of God's presence as one who loves you makes all life different. The consciousness of God's love promotes the opening of your whole being to the divine. It brings wonderful relief from the cares and worries of our daily lives. Relief brings peace, and peace brings contentment. Try to walk in God's love. You will have that peace which passes all understanding, and a contentment that no one can take from you. Feel sure of God's unfailing love and care for you and for all his children, our care recipients. There is freedom and serenity in those who walk in love, held safe in the divine loving care. I hope you'll think about that this week. As you think about the positivity pledge, which I have been doing, because we are now at a very, very important part. I pray that we have come to a closure to the dark age of hate, and that we are moving to the renaissance of love. And if this lockdown has done nothing else for you, I pray it has given you time to go within. When people say, oh, I can't wait to get back to normal, Folks, it's not going back to anything. Life, evolution, the world doesn't go back, it goes forward. And the only place there is a normal is on the washing machine and the dryer. There's a cycle for normal. That's not how life works. It's moving onward. And hopefully we're going deeper and deeper within, realizing that we are indeed children of the divine, having come from and returned to spiritual beings, but locked presently in time and space. And we need to not only go through, but we need to grow through. And very often it is family caregiving that is the tool, the vehicle through which we grow and bless others. Now I ask you to join me in this positivity pledge. I shall no longer allow negative thoughts or feelings to drain me of my energy. Instead, I shall focus on all the good that is in my life. I will think it, feel it, and speak it. By doing so, I will send out vibes of positive energy into the world, and I shall be grateful for all the wonderful things it will attract into my life. And I'm very grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you so much. God bless. Have a wonderful week. And remember, onward in love and caring. God bless.